Hey, it's your girl All That Jazz, and I'm here with another video. This video is about travel nursing. If you don't know me, I'm Jasmine. I am an operating room registered nurse, and I just got my first travel nurse assignment January 2019. A lot of you have been asking me questions about travel nursing, and I felt like it's easier for me to answer your questions in a video. A little bit about me. Like I said before, I am a registered nurse and I work in the operating room. My first travel assignment was January 2019 in sunny California. Before I started traveling, I had 2 years of experience, exactly 2 years. I'm gonna talk to you about how to become a travel nurse, and I have a sheet of paper of things to talk about so I don't forget. How do you become a travel nurse? It's relatively very easy. First step, you must get your experience. Most companies will not allow you to become a travel nurse if you do not have experience. How much experience? It depends on your specialty. Med-surg is usually 6 months. Other specialties like ICU, OR, they want you to have between a year, 2 years experience. OR, they wanted me to have 2 years of experience, no exception. You want to apply your RN license to the state that you want to go to. I don't know if this is true, but California is the only state that I know that takes a very long time, and their process is very lengthy. I applied for my California license in October. I didn't get it until that following January. 3 months. It took 3 months for me to get my California license. Other states, I heard it take a week, 2 days. It's not as long as California, as far as I know. If it is, please tell me other states that does take as long as California. You don't have to do these steps in order. It's just, just what you have to do in order to, get yourself prepared. Apply to a travel nursing agency. There is a lot of them out here. When I say a lot. So what I did, I just asked travel nurses, hey, what company are you with? And just use them as a reference and just went from there. Get a recruiter. You tell them basically what you want. I wanted to work in Southern California. I told her that I wanted to take home meaning after taxes, this amount of money. So don't send me anything below that because it's not worth my time. Told her what I wanted, and she submitted my application to those hospitals. So after that, it's just a waiting game. You wait to see what companies will call you because you will be doing a phone interview. Usually your recruiter will know what companies pulled your profile and pulled your application, and he or she will let you know, like, hey, be expecting calls, this week. I ended up getting a phone interview a day before my birthday in Costa Rica. The phone interview is just like an in-person interview, but it's over the phone. You will be talking to the nurse manager on that floor. He or she will tell you about the unit, how many beds, what kind of patients they have, etc., etc. And you really just want to catch a vibe of the type of facility that you'll be going to, because you won't be able to walk that facility or see that facility until your first day of working. After you get off the phone interview, do not tell the manager that you are going to work. Tell them, okay, I will talk to my recruiter and I'll have he or she get back to you. Never accept a job over the phone with the hiring manager. The reason why I say this, because you want to make sure your package is right. When you have all these hospitals calling you, yeah, your recruiter sends you an email about the packages, meaning how much is the pay. Sometimes you might not have enough time to pull up that email and see how much that company is paying or where it's at and things like that. So you'll talk to your recruiter. You'll let them know what company called you, what hospital called you, and the hiring manager name, and then they will take it from there and ask them, like, hey, what was the package for this company, to make sure the email that you got matches the same numbers that your recruiter has, because sometimes the packages can increase or decrease. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable with how much you're getting paid before you accept the job. The next step is to get your paperwork in order. The first thing, your contract. Your contract will be in your email. Your contract will tell you how much you will be getting paid hourly, how much you will be getting paid overtime, how much you'll be getting paid for holidays, for the OR, how much you will be getting paid on call, how much you'll be getting paid for this, what happens if you're sick, how much they will give you in housing spending, how much they will give you in food spending, your starting date, your end date, any vacation time. All of that stuff will be in your contract. And read your contract before you sign it, and make sure your numbers are correct. Then, just like any other job, once you get hired, you gotta do drug tests and physicals and things like that and other requirements. Travel nursing agency will pay for your drug test and your physical. They will usually give you about a month to complete all that stuff. So do it as soon as you can, because the sooner you can get all that stuff finished, the sooner you can start looking for housing and packing and getting all that stuff out the way. So this is my tip. As soon as you think that you are going to become a travel nurse, if that thought is in your head and you know you want to do it, start saving your money that same day. You are going to be paying for everything up front. The company do not pay for you to move up front. They will reimburse you. They will. You will get that money back. So when I moved, I paid for my plane ticket from Michigan to California. I paid to get my car shipped from Michigan to California. I paid my first month rent. I paid all of that out of my pocket. And of course, when I got my check, they paid me back. Housing will be one of the hardest things that you will endure when you become a travel nurse. I hate to say it, but it will be. Especially if you are a person that's big on privacy, you want your own bathroom, you want a relationship, all that stuff, it's gonna be hard. That was one of my biggest concerns, because as most of y'all know, I travel with my man. And I needed that host to know that my man will be coming with me. I need that host to be comfortable with a man living in their home, you know what I'm saying, coming with me and things like that. And I wanted us to have our own bathroom, because I just like having my own bathroom. Thank God I was able to find housing at a very reasonable price that was able to accommodate me, my man, and also allow me to have friends to come over. That was a blessing. So I'm very, very, very happy about that. Very happy, very blessed. I told the universe what I wanted, and the universe delivered. I saved about $3,000, and that was enough. My plane ticket, first month's rent, getting my car shipped out here, buying groceries until I got my check. A lot of people say that you will need to move a week before your first assignment. I didn't do that. My last day of my job in Michigan was on Friday. I flew out here that Saturday. I started working that Monday. So I gave myself 2 days to move in, unpack, get groceries, and get settled in. And ladies, you do not need to pack your whole closet, because when you get out here, you're going to shop. You're going to buy new clothes. So just bring your essentials, your t-shirts, your underwear, your socks, your jeans, your favorite sneakers, everyday heels, stuff that you wear to the gym, stuff, clothes that you will wear to go to the grocery store, your everyday wear. Bring that stuff. First day of work. Your recruiter should have sent you an email of where to go your first day. Just like any other job, they'll tell you, hey, go to HR, get your badge, do this, do that. It's the same thing. Orientation. Orientation varies from facilities. You can have an orientation for 1 day. You can have an orientation for a week and a half. After your first day, you just try to get accustomed to, where you're working, make friends with your fellow travelers. I'm going to go ahead, get into some questions. Martine asks, how did you find your first job as a travel nurse? I didn't find a job. The job found me. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. This is how I explained earlier. I told my recruiter I didn't want to get paid anything less than this certain amount of money, and I wanted to be in Southern California. So she filtered out those jobs and just sent my application in, and those jobs gave me a call back. I did a phone interview, and then I told my recruiter, say, hey, I like this job, I want to work here. I filled out my contract, and then everything just went from there. Miss Jordan, she asked tons of questions. Okay, so the first question she asked, how does the pay compare? How does the pay compare, honey? I'm a numbers girl, y'all. I'm making an extra $5,000 a month. What type of settings can you work in as a travel nurse? You can work in all different types of settings. And also, traveling is not just for nurses. Some radiology tech, nursing assistants, LPNs, work in hospice, home care, ICU. Is it a long-term position? No, I am on a contract. My contract is 13 weeks, and that's how long I'm here to work. You can extend. I just extended my contract last week here for another 13 weeks, and that'll put me at 6 months total, my contract. But they do have shorter contracts. They have like 4-week contracts, 8-week contracts to where you can start off at 6 months, which I don't recommend if you have not been to that facility, because you don't want to commit to staying somewhere 6 months and you don't like it. Also, with traveling, you're only supposed to work at a certain hospital for a year. After you work more than a year, they consider you a local. So when you come up to your year mark, you're supposed to take at least 3 to 4 weeks off. How often are you traveling? How often I want to, boo. For a contract can be 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 13 weeks, whatever. It just all depends on you and what you want. So another question Ms. Jordan asks, are you working for that facility or is it separate travel nurse agency? It's a separate travel nurse agency. The travel nurse agency is like the middleman between me and that hospital. So the hospital will say, I need 5 nurses to come in and work on this ICU unit for this amount of time. They will contact the travel nurse agency as a hosting for the job because it's just a temporary need. ChaiDiva_M asks, how long do you recommend new grads to work before considering travel nursing? You want to work at least the recommended time that that agency wants you to work. For med-surg, I know it's like 6 months. That's 6 months plus however long you feel comfortable with traveling. I feel like 2 years is a good amount of time, because when you go to that job, they're going to expect you to know the basics and how to take care of a patient. ChaiDiva_M says, how does your travel job affect your relationship? It doesn't. Luckily for me, my companion is an entrepreneur and he makes money using his brain and his laptops. Do you need a specialty to do travel nursing? No, you do not. You know, you could be a med-surg, you could work on the floor, but I do suggest, before you become a travel nurse, get into your specialty first. And I say this because once you start making that travel nurse money, you are not going to want to go back to becoming a floor nurse, a regular staff nurse. Traveling, they're not going to train you like a regular staff permanent position would. And also, specialty nurses make more money traveling than med-surg nurses. Erica the Gemini, she asks, how are you treated as a travel nurse among staff nurses? Unfortunately, I can't answer that question because 98% of the nurses I work with in the operating room are travel nurses. In my next assignment, I'm able to give you an answer to that question, but I don't have an answer for that because all of us are travel nurses. Getting acclimated to a new facility in a short amount of time, especially charting. You're a millennial just like I am. Like, we know computers. Computers is not difficult for me, so charting, that was least of my worries. It's just more so for me knowing where stuff at. Circulator, I'm basically like the gopher who has to go and grab things. So that is very, very challenging for me to learn their supply room. ChaiDiva_M asks, how long does the whole process of applying to getting there and working take on average? They give you about a month to get all your paperwork in, to move. I signed my contract December 6th on my birthday, and I started working January 7th. I saved up $3,000, so money was not an issue. It was just me just getting my ducks in a row and getting everything together. All right, so I hope I answered your questions. I hope that you were able to learn something from my video. I hope that you subscribe to my channel because I kind of like doing this and I want to continue to do more videos, but I need to know what you guys want to see. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, peace.